So one exercise you want to try and think of, it's kind of hard to do, but Vladimir Janda called it the short foot. What you're trying to do is to actually decrease the size of your foot. Imagine I was trying to get your foot into a smaller shoe. The way I do that is to try and lift this arch up as high as possible so that I can actually bring this end and that end towards each other. So we're kind of taking the foot from this position more into that position. I would probably do it in this position first where it's not too loaded, and over time you could progressively stand up and do it standing up. The whole idea is just to try and lift that arch off the ground. But don't lift the heel off the ground. Don't curl your toes. We don't want to curl the toes up right here and end up kind of like I'm doing right there with a toe flexion. So kind of keep the toes kind of dug into the ground, and you're just trying to lift this arch up. That's very difficult to do, so you might want to start with just using a little prop to kind of help yourself by just kind of getting a feel for what that's like. So just kind of putting the foot right there and then taking it out to the side, maybe using a smaller ball, maybe using your fingers, and trying to get that position of the foot. So just kind of using my hand, but ultimately you want to try and just keep the toes flat and kind of feel like you're lifting that arch up a little bit right there. Right? It's just a little difficult to do. That's actually a very good exercise for these muscles under the foot. Now, once we've done that, we can then progress to strengthening all the muscles. So now we're going to bring in all those toes muscles as well. And I'm going to do it standing so you can kind of see what I'm doing. But the whole idea is really to take the ball and start with the big toe. And just kind of move that ball around. Keep the heel on the ground so you're pushing into that thing. And just use the muscles right on that big toe. Just try and kind of maneuver that ball around. Do that for a few seconds. Then you're going to move to the second toe and kind of repeat it. And then you're going to move to the third toe and repeat it. And so forth. You're going to go all the way down to the little toe. It's going to be a little difficult to do. The whole idea is you just keep doing this, and what you're doing is you're kind of strengthening the entire muscles of the feet. Nothing you can do is simply take them and try and spread your toes. Now, you can see I can do it easily with our hands because we have a lot of dexterity in the hands. But if you didn't have the dexterity in your toes, you might need to push your fingers in between them. And then I want you to do two things. I want you to try and squeeze your toes together and then push them apart. Squeeze them together, push them apart. And then I want you to start doing all the toe grabbing things like grabbing a towel, things of that nature.